morning, welcome back to The Blind Farmer. You know, if I can do it, anybody can, and I know I can because I can do all things through He who strengthens me. Well, yesterday was a great day at the farm. We butchered our first hog. Well, I should say my son did 99% of the butchering, and I just stood around and cut up loose meat. How's that? Well, today we're going to make Pennsylvania Dutch Scrapple. So I'm filling up the bucket here with all the bones from the pig. We're going to cook her down for about 3 hours, pull all the meat off. We're going to show you doing that, and we'll be back when we got more to show you. Okay, so we forgot to tell you about a step. Look in here, there's all the bones from that pig, and we are grinding this up now. We're just going to grind it up, turn it into liver's worth. You can see the pieces of meat that I have in here. And we're going to grind all that up, turn it into liver's worth, and we're going to turn that into scrapple. Just to show you how much work we've done today, look over here. Oh, let me find the freezer here. We got stuff everywhere, guys. Look at that. That's a whole pig. All wrapped, scrapple, 3 kinds of sausage made, steaks, pork chops, you name it, we got it made. 380-pound pig cut up in the freezer. So we're going to be back to you in a little while when we're going to the next step. Okay, so here I am. I'm grinding up the last bit of the meat for the liver's worth. And I'm checking every piece here to make it look for bones, because there are little bones sometimes. When we got all this ground up, we're moving on to the next step for the scrapple. We'll come back and show you what we're doing. Talk to you later. Okay, so here we are getting ready to make our scrapple. So I got our liver's worst, and I'm going to dump it in here. And it's in the cauldron. Put that aside. Then I'm going to take and get me 1 gallon of the juice that we cooked it all in. Out there?
Yeah, a little bit more.
A little more. Don't want to touch it here.
Okay.
1.
Okay.
2.
Good.
3.
Okay.
4. So we're going to cook that down for a little while and we'll come back then. Okay, so our liver's worst is in the pot with a gallon of water. We cooked it down. We put about 3/4 cup of salt in. Tastes wonderful. And then we're going to move on to our next step and get the rest to measure everything, and then start a recipe for the flour and all the other ingredients that go in. Okay, so after we brought the liver's worst and water to a boil, we then took it out and measured it. We found out that we had about 2 gallons and a cup. So that gives us our recipe at 40%. So what we did was we put 4 gallons of water back in. So now we're going to boil this, and then we move to our next step. Okay, well here we are. We got everything to a boil. We got our water in here and all of our liver's worst. And the recipe called for 5 gallons of things, so we only had a little over 2. So what we're doing is taking 40% of the recipe and doing everything. So we're getting ready to mix in 4 things right now. Black powder, black pepper. Black powder would make it explosive, but that'd be good. But also we're putting in flour and buckwheat and cornmeal. So that's the next thing, and then we taste it, decide if we want a little more salt or pepper in it, and we just gotta keep stirring from there. Okay, we got all the flour in, and we gotta keep stirring until it starts to pull away from the side, and then it's done. So we're gonna have to keep going here. Thank you. Okay, scrapple is done. We got to put it into our molds so it hardens overnight, and then tomorrow morning we'll be able to turn it over and it pops right out, and we can freeze it, and it's going to be fantastic. It tastes absolutely wonderful. So we'll show you the final picture tomorrow of what it looks like. Have a great evening. Well, good morning. Well, you saw how we cooked our scrapple yesterday, and there it is in the pan, looking gorgeous. I'm going to loosen the sides up a little bit. Going to turn her upside down and slam her down. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous for Pennsylvania Dutch Scrapple. We're going to cut it in thirds approximately. You got a blind guy doing this, so a third can't be, it is what it is. mean, look how pretty that is. We're going to slice some of this up today, put it on the fryer, and fry her up. So that's how we do scrapple. And thank you for coming to The Blind Farmer. You have a great day.